Great leader is dead. Solo Bilgrade must fall. Remove the marked target to accept contract. Welcome, Brigador.
Welcome to Brigador. I'm Mad Knight Pash, and this is the episode 1 of my Let's Play. Many years ago, the paramilitary group Novo Exito do Povo seized power of Solo Nobre, the capital city of Nova Solo, our colony. Peaceful negotiations with the leader of the NEP, the tyrant known as Great Leader, have failed. After Great Leader closed the spaceports, the citizens of Solo Nobre have been forced to endure years of regressive economic policies and isolationism. So long as his menacing array of orbital guns installed throughout Solo Nobre point up to space, there can be no outside assistance from the SNC or other benefactors. It is accurate to consider your participation in the present opportunity a heroic sacrifice, a tangible contribution to the restoration of rightful planetary self-governance. With your help, the SNC will restore Solo Nobre to prosperity. Welcome, Brigador. So, Brigador, as you saw, is a mech, tank, hovercraft, 3D isometric battle game, kind of. That first mission, you can see the description over here, is essentially an introduction to the game. We need to remove the one target, and it kind of gives us a little overview. It basically says, caution, your legal status as a citizen of Solo Nobre will be permanently revoked upon completion of your first contract. If you have any questions, just copy of the terms and conditions in FAQ. The Solo Nobre concern, hereafter SNC, as you saw in the previous thing, is intel on Ramiro Castello, a military commander in civilian clothing, attempting to escape the present situation. SNC has isolated him on the highway using district gate controls, taking applications from any active limited time contractor hereafter. So essentially what we are is we're essentially mercenaries whose job is to wreak havoc and destruction and take out specific targets. This game is a lot of fun, but when it came out, it had some control issues, and I'll show those as I begin the next mission. So, Tilde Alto, your reputation precedes you. The SNC counts many admirers of your work in its employ. The situation on the ground in Solo Nobre will take a little explaining. However, follow your in-mission instructions if you would be so kind. We apologize for not starting you off with no ammunition until you leave the base. Some of our maintenance techs are nervous around you. By all means, please familiarize yourself with your Zolig, a lightly defended subdivision in the Letar Ard district of Solo Nobre. Welcome, Brigador. So this is our mech here. See, these are the stats, essentially our armor, our shields, and then what we can gain in overshields and how long they'll last from pickups in mission. We have a special weapon, in this case smoke, and we have 2 machine guns. So, the issues the game had first is is this related to movement, and they released an updated version here that I'm playing on, the Up Armored Edition, that allows you to have this choice in how movement works. Originally, it was all relative, and what that means is you see this little arrow in front of my mech, that is forward for a mech. It's important in the game because you take less damage if you're hit in the front than you do in the side or back. However, the original relative controls meant that whichever way that arrow was pointing, that would be the way W moves me is forward. So, I can turn, and I can do that, and you know, this would work fine, except once you get in the heat of a situation, it's really hard to remember and watch where your forward arrow is while also aiming at somebody with your mouse. Luckily, they allowed us to, they changed it to a screen absolute. It's just more of your regular twin stick shooter kind of thing where W is always up, S is always down, and so on. It's a little harder to keep your track of where your front of your mech is or get it to where you want it is, but it was hard to keep track of that anyway. I'm just gonna go. These are basically tutorial blocks which will give us info about what's going on. So we can use our spacebar to stomp. We pick up ammo with R. And then we can fire each of our weapons with the right or left mouse button. Everything in this game can be destroyed, so you can see I can blow up this house and shoot on it. You know, all these different things. The game actually encourages you to, as you get more money in the game for destroying more stuff, which you can use to unlock stuff in another mode. Yeah, so there we go. Take those out, and this is the first tutorial mission with this person. As you can see, we get money for basically everything we do. The only things you lose money for are transaction fee and if you die. Well done, Miss Alto. Would you mind providing another such display of prowess for your next contract? There is a request from upper management to see a video feed of Matilde Alto in action. Your task is to sweep the neighboring industrial zone of loyalist tanks. Hunting. So it's important to note there's a bunch of different guns. Well, this mech has the same ones. I'm gonna have symbol runs that have that same symbol for what type of ammo they use, but they'll have different specs, and we'll show those off as we play through the game. So there's some infantry enemies. You can just plow through them pretty easily. They don't really do much. You can walk over this stuff or smash it. And we can stomp through it. Or you can shoot it down, but it's really not worth bullets most of the time. You have to keep track of your ammo some in this game, because there's limited pickups and stuff, but you can run out. As you see there, those enemies drop some ammo we can pick up to refill ourselves. So you don't need to worry about too much. Take those guys out. Just on our way. So here we could run into it until it actually breaks. But it's quicker to just go around. That's kind of making fun of you for walking around, and you can just stomp through it. Pointing out you can kind of sneak around enemies by destroying buildings and terrain and stuff. I'll leave the coffee place alone. I don't people for coffee. Okay, so we snuck around back. Here I'm going to actually use the smoke. This is just, I aimed badly though, so it went way too far. It can actually stop enemies from seeing you, and it's pretty useful. So there's a second level of the tutorial with the actual mech. We'll move on to the third. Matilde, your aptitude for violence in a mech rivals your skill with a blade up close. The SNC will surely achieve these, or archive these contracts for posterity. Please continue the removal of loyalist forces in the next sector of Litterard. So here we just have another mission to wipe out for enemy resistance. There's a bunch of different missions in the game, but most of them are pretty much just fight things. But a lot of times you're trying to take out certain targets on, that are around. Actually, a crouch, you can't move while you do this, but you're a little bit tougher, you take less damage. You can also center the camera on you, or you can keep it removed, and that lets you aim further down the screen. So if I do that, I wouldn't be able to see them, but here I can do this. Crouch and just take these guys out. Any fire they'd shoot at me would do a little bit less damage while crouched, so it's good. These are little shield pickups. If you notice when I get them, I'll get a little bit of overshield up in the top right. That decays over time, but counts as bonus shields, so it's nice. So it wants me to flank around these guys. If I go up here, they don't see me. They're not looking down here, so I can also use smoke. That's how they smoke. They don't know where I'm attacking right now. So, took him out. Move on to our next location. That's the third tutorial mission with the mech. Just got one more. Turn it out. Marvelous. I hope we're not boring you, Clotilde. It's really been a pleasure. This contract should be the last of us denying, I don't know, to provide any instruction to you while you do such beautiful work. This is L. Wrightson, by the way. I'll be keeping an eye out for your next contract acceptance. So our final one here is trying to show off how the smoke and stuff works. So we throw this down, they can't actually see me, they don't react. I can just take them out pretty easily. You'll notice in the top left there's a countdown going on. That's essentially my cooldown for it. You can just spam the thing. So this here wants me to use this to... Oh, I didn't do a good job. It wanted me to use that to sneak up in the tanks. Being sneaky in this game is a little bit tough. You cause a lot of noise, damage. There are things that can cause more problems, and we'll learn about those later. So here, wait for this. Stomp on the enemies also using the thing that I showed earlier. That's all of them. So, see, the tutorial's pretty easy. And that concludes it. So that brings us to the end of our first episode of Let's Play Brigador. Thank you for watching. Next time we'll do the next set of tutorial missions using the tank. Thanks.